Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is Spotlight Hour, and it is the costume Rowlet and costume Froakie Spotlight Hour. So we'll be catching a few of these. So Froakie and Rowlet Spotlight Hour. Really looking forward to this actually, because costumes are looking very cool indeed, and I would like to get a shiny of each of them. We'll have to wait and see if we do. Turn that down a little bit. So a couple of Rowlet spawns. All we've had so far is Froakie, but they are both featured during the Spotlight Hour. Maybe we'll have more Rowlets in the second half hour, we'll have to wait and see. But it definitely seems to be more Froakie heavy at this moment in time. We'll also just go ahead and check our buddies as well, and we might just have to swap our buddy out. Let's just go ahead and do some battles with him dead quickly, and then we can swap into our next buddy while we're working through that. Hi Grad, how are you? Thanks very much for watching. It is of course the Halloween Spotlight Hour. We had one last week as part one of a Halloween event started, and it was in turn the Spotlight Hour 3 ghost type Pokemon, and that were Litwick, Ghastly and Duskull. And now this week, Halloween part 2 sort of revolves more around costume Pokemon, so it seems fitting that we have a costume Spotlight Hour where we get the Halloween costume of Froakie and the Halloween costume of Rowlet. So really cool thing about these is that the costumes do follow the evolution, so you can evolve them with the costumes. They've released costumes of the past where you haven't been able to evolve the Pokemon and it keeps its costume, but this one it does. So both these you can evolve all the way, and their evolutions also have the same costume, so that is really cool as well. But we are hoping to definitely want a shiny Froakie. That is definitely the preferred one out of the two, just because how cool Greninja looks. And it goes all black in colour as a shiny. It does look really cool. And obviously we don't know quite yet what's going to happen with a different form of Greninja and whether they're actually going to implement that in the game or not. It does have another form on the anime series. It's Ash's Greninja, and it's sort of when it becomes really best friends with Ash in the series, it does gain a super cool attack, and it makes it really strong. So whether we're going to get Ash's Greninja in Pokemon GO or whether that's just something for the anime series is yet to be seen, but we'll have to stick around for that and just see what happens in terms of that. But let's just hope that we can get a shiny during the Spotlight Hour, because these costume Pokemon are looking really cool. I would definitely say Rowlet's costume beats Froakie's, but the shiny shiny look of both of them is actually really nice, but I do just slightly prefer the shiny Froakie ahead of, or the shiny Greninja should I say, ahead of the shiny Rowlet family. Froakie itself doesn't really seem to change that much. It goes a little bit of a lighter blue. Hopefully we can get one on stream today. You can see, obviously Rowlet does go to that green colour, which is a very, very nice shiny. Both of these have had com days now. We've both had community days. And they'll probably get featured in the community day classic as well. Well, the December community day, should I say, not the classic one, but the December community day, where we get a repeat of what's happened over the last year or two. And we will probably see these during that event in December as well. So we're walking a slightly different way to normal, just because here in the UK the clocks have changed, so it has gone dark a lot sooner. But we might end up walking basically our normal route but in reverse. We might end up doing that, so we'll see how the spawns are down here. But obviously Spotlight Hour every Tuesday, this is 6 till 7. This is probably one of the best Spotlight Hours has been for a while, in my opinion, with the costumes. But let me know what you think in the comments. And if you are watching, make sure to comment down below. I really do like when the comments become very interactive and we can answer questions and talk through the comments. It's really awesome to chat to you all. So make sure to comment down below. But with Spotlight Hour, every Tuesday 6 till 7, obviously we get the boosted spawns and we also get a reward as well, and today's reward is 2 times catch candy. So we get 2 times candy for catching these Pokemon, or any Pokemon caught during this hour. So if you've got a few Pokemon stacked up that you want candies for, then you can get additional candy. But let's just see how much candy we get on an excellent throw with Rowlet. We'll just watch it go through and you'll be able to see the boost that we get during, well, if he didn't run away that is, you'll be able to see the boost that we get during the Spotlight Hours. Let's try Froakie. Excellent throw there. Great ball, hopefully means it's going to stay in. There you go. And as you can see, Froakie candy, we get 9 candy. So really, really good return. So Pumpkaboo, also wearing its Halloween costume. We've had that around now a couple of years, but for some reason Pumpkaboo wants to get in on the Spotlight Hour action. Now Pumpkaboo will be featured in an event coming up soon. It's going to be the Harvest event at the start of November, around about 7th of November, and it will be increased shiny chance as well. So if you are looking for that shiny Pumpkaboo, obviously it won't have a costume then, unfortunately, it won't have a Halloween costume, but during the Harvest Festival event at the start of November, the Pumpkaboo will be increased shiny. And when we say increased shiny, it tends to be around the 1 in 128 or 1 in 64 even odds, instead of the normal 1 in 512. So make sure to keep an eye out for more news on that if you are looking for that shiny Pumpkaboo. At the moment, Froakie and Rowlet that we're looking for. I would quite like to get a decent one of these as well. Getting a Hundo Froakie or a Hundo Rowlet that we can evolve up and work on as a buddy would be super, super cool, especially with the costume. But like I was saying before, I'm sorry that the sound quality might not be as good as normal when I'm talking, but I am using my old headphones. For some reason I seem to have misplaced the new microphone that I've got. Don't know where that seems to be at this moment in time, but I'm sure I'll come across it and we'll be using that again next week. So just bear with if the sound quality is a little bit bad today. Hopefully we can rectify that next week. So we will go ahead and put a daily adventure incense on, just because we need to get that done. Now, in terms of daily adventure incense, obviously it can spawn the spotlight hour spawns, but it does also have the chance of spawning things like this, Ardino, and other daily incense spawns, including, of course, the glaring birds. So the 3 glaring birds, which are all now available shiny. So if you are after those glaring birds, then you can go ahead and put a daily incense on and try and find yourself a shiny one. Now you can extend your daily incense, you can extend your timer by using Dialga, Origin Dialga's featured move. You have to have one with the featured move. I'll show you what it is in a second. So you have Palkia and you have Dialga. So Dialga has a featured move called Roar of Time. So if you go down onto your Origin Dialga and it has Roar of Time, you'll see this adventure effect underneath, and that means you can extend your daily incense or any items that you've currently got on. So Star Piece, daily incense, and also lucky eggs get frozen effectively for a certain amount of time. You'll see at the side there that the items that I have got on have now got a pause button at the side of them, and that means they are frozen, which means they've basically been extended and they won't become unfrozen until the little Dialga timer that you can see there is complete, and therefore those will become unfrozen and the normal timer will start to count down. So basically you can extend your daily incense really quite a lot, but it does cost quite a few Dialga candy and Stardust. Shiny Froakie, level 1, get in. Yes, that is the one we wanted. We have a shiny Froakie on the stream. What shall we nickname it? Let me know in the comments below. The first comment down below, choose a name for it. Shiny Froakie, level 1. It is only a 0-star, but it is a super cool looking shiny, and we are probably going to try and find that. Froakster, that is definitely the one. Froakster. Just like that, Froakster. Awesome, that is the name of our new shiny Froakie now. Super cool shiny, and it's going to look even better when it's evolved. Thanks very much for your comment there, Daniel. Cheers, thanks very much. Another Punkaboot wanted to get in on the spotlight hour action. So like I was saying before, the daily incense can bring you incense spawns. Yeah, we just need that shiny Rowlet now. I'm hoping we get that during this spotlight hour. That would be really, really cool. You have to think of a name just in case we do get one. What will we call it? So yeah, the stream looks a lot different to last week, of course. Here in the UK, we had our clocks change over a weekend, which meant we went back an hour, which means we lose an hour of daylight in the evening, which is pretty rubbish really when you're trying to do streams like this, because you end up doing them in the dark. So I'll go on these walks. Obviously, I try and do spotlight hours every Tuesday. We'll go on a walk and I'll live stream, and then we've been doing quite a few other walks as well, just doing events at the weekend and stuff like that. I think that last question was how many 4-stars do you have? Was that off a specific Pokemon or in total? Just let me know in the comments below. I couldn't catch the end of a comment there. But yeah, so I've been walking around quite a bit. I always get around about 60 or 70k in a week on normal, if not more. Total, so 4-star total. I'm actually really super happy about the last 4-star we've got. We ended up getting another Ghastly today, so that is a super cool one. And of course we already had one before anyway, and that is number 98 of the Dynamax Ghastly, so I have been doing them quite a lot. Let me just go back onto the 4-stars to answer your question. 713, so we're getting there with the 4-stars. And with the 4-stars, obviously it is always good to try and max them out, or if you are useful at least anyway. I mean, there's certain 4-stars which I've definitely maxed out. For example, when Rampardos, if you've been playing a while, you'd remembered Cranidos coming out as a shiny on the Adventure Week, probably around about 2 years ago now, if not 3. But when it got released shiny, it was literally everywhere in the wild. And Cranidos is probably one of my favourite Pokemon, if not the second favourite Pokemon after Gengar. And I just literally went straight after I'd had out every hour that I could, trying to get as many as I can. And then as a result, I ended up getting loads of, well, eventually I ended up getting loads of shinies. I think the first shiny dropped after around about 750 checks, something like that, rings a bell. It was around that mark. And then I also managed to get quite a few hundos of that. And obviously Rampardos is right up there as a rock type attacker, and therefore obviously all those got maxed out. I think I've ended up getting 11 hundo Rampardos, and one of them is a shiny one as well. So yeah, so Rampardos, if we just go on that, so Rampardos, and we'll just swap it to CP. You can see there the Rampardos squad I've currently got. So Hundo, 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 well Shundo, Hundo, 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 98, 93, the Shadow one, and then these start going in the 98. So there is a lot that we've worked on, but you can see it's pretty insane with the Rampardos. We've definitely been working on that quite a lot. But it is, when that shiny one went to a Shundo on a lucky trade, I was actually counting the number down. You know how you can see the numbers on the trade screen, and you can see what you're expecting and what your sort of range is that you're going to be receiving in return. I watched it and it came over and it was a CP of the highest number, and I was like, this is just insane, this is going to be a Shundo. And I just appraised it, and I was literally screaming in the car for about 10 minutes, because I know Rampardos is such a cool shiny anyway, but I also know how useful it is in the game, with it being the best rock type. Of course, it's now beaten itself as the best rock type because of its shadow form, but it is a super cool shiny. Now we'll just turn our torch on here, because we are entering what used to be the old quarry. So the last thing we won't be doing is falling over. No way. So that's awesome. So a Shundo Mudkip, that would be incredible. And obviously that one mega evolves as well. So a Shundo Mega Swampert is super cool and really useful as well. So awesome, congrats on that. Can we get this shiny Rowlet? There also is a Dynamax Ghastly here, so we're definitely going to be doing that. Now we won't go all the way in to the quarry just because how dark it is. It's incredibly dark, literally you can't see a thing. But we'll just get this Dynamax Ghastly here. Obviously Gigantamax has been about as well over the last weekend. Let me know in the comments if you managed to do any Gigantamax in your community. I luckily managed to do 4, and you can see the results of what I managed to get on my YouTube channel. I put up a video last night and also a little bit of an explanation on how, and a little bit of a review on how I managed to get the ones that I did, and also what I thought about the event as a whole. So make sure to go check that video out on my channel. Well, I did put it up last night, and luckily, or hopefully, Niantic have listened to us. So over the course of today, Niantic have put an announcement out saying that they have listened to the fan base and that it's going to be easier to do Gigantamax Gengar this weekend. Obviously Gigantamax Gengar gets released on Thursday, is about until Sunday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday you could get Gigantamax Gengar. Now Thursday and Friday probably is going to be a bit difficult to get the numbers required to take it down. It's probably, well, Niantic have said it's going to be a bit easier than the Blastoise, Charizard and Venusaur that we faced this last weekend. But with a group of 17 on Saturday, I only managed to do 1 Charizard. So that's how difficult it was. And Charizard out of the 3 was the easiest one as well. So that was really, really big shock. And we did manage to do a little bit better on Sunday, but I'll let you watch a video on my YouTube channel and gain that information for yourself. But going forward, Niantic have apparently listened. They are going to make it easier to take down. Now, how much easier is yet to be known, but it does say that you will still need some community companionship. So therefore, I would assume it's still going to be in the region of 10 or 12 trainers, if not 14, to take down Gengar. Now, Gengar as a Pokemon is a lot more glassy than the 3 Kanto starters, so Blastoise, Charizard and Venusaur. It is definitely a lot more glassy as a Pokemon. So naturally it'll be easier anyway. And then with Niantic saying they're making it even easier still, hopefully it means we could do it with around about 12 trainers. And you can hopefully get that many people in your community out to come and help you at the weekend. Obviously Thursday and Friday is going to be a little bit hard to arrange anybody to come out. People have jobs, you know, Monday to Friday. So expecting people to come out Thursday and Friday is a little bit of a downside from Niantic, but I can see why they've done it. Obviously Thursday is Halloween, so we want it to go over Halloween, so I can understand what we've tried to do. But Thursday and Friday will also give us a good indication on how many it will need to take down, because of course Australia and New Zealand, their time zone is a lot further forward, and they are, well, quite a few Australian and New Zealanders call themselves Niantic's beta testers, because they always seem to test these new features first and find the problems that Niantic have struggled to find when we've been developing these different features. So they also obviously have all the events first, but it also means that we can see how easy or hard it's going to be before it lands to our time zone. So it does become a good help, but it must be super frustrating if you do live in that time zone, that you have to face the issues and then it does get fixed for everyone else. It must be really, really frustrating for them. But without them, we wouldn't be able to prepare ourselves, because Niantic don't really give out all the information we perhaps could do on how difficult these are going to be. And my personal opinion is that the got chucked at us really a bit too early. It didn't really allow for many people to get any decent counters to go against them, and it was a bit of a letdown really on Niantic's part. They could have given us a month's warning, which meant we could build squads up take down some Dynamax Ghastlies to do them, and then build them up if you get any good ones. So to do it straight away without hardly any notice is a little bit disappointing, but that's how they've done it. So it's out now. We just need to set ourselves ready, and of course Gengar is my favourite Pokemon of all time, so I'll definitely be trying to get a number of people interested to do the Gigantamax Gengar, and if we do some, then we'll of course try and record one of our battles and I'll put it on my YouTube channel, and of course I'll do a little bit of a review again at the end of this next weekend, so you can see how we've managed to get on with Gigantamax Gengar. But that's this weekend. Tonight is Spotlight Hour. We have half an hour left. Now for some reason I haven't even followed a route in yet. Mateo is here, so that is of course an error. Every time I try to click on Mateo it comes up error, so has anybody else had that before? That's the first time I've seen Mateo just stood there. It's not like I've even done that route and I've finished it. I've not even done that route for months. I don't even think there's a route that goes from that Pokestop. There isn't. No, Mateo's just chilling outside. That's a little bit weird. Because if I was to do the nearest route, let's say, it starts from that Pokestop. So why is Mateo stood at that one? I don't get that. Well, Mateo can just chill there. Well, what would be more worrying is if he starts following me. That would be very worrying. The old stalker Mateo. That would not be a good thing to see. Perhaps it's a Halloween feature. You get Mateo following you around the map, trying to scare you. So of course put a star piece on due to the fact we powered so many Dynamax Pokemon up. Yeah, Mateo's just having a picnic at the stop. He's gone now. He's disappeared now. He's disappeared. He's vanished. If he appears next to me in a minute, I will... Well, I'm next to a main road, so if I accidentally end up jumping, Mateo might actually end up killing me. Which wouldn't be good. Yeah, Mateo just chilling out at the stop. You could just imagine it, couldn't you? Mateo's face just comes full screen. So where is this shiny Rowlet? Dunsparce off the incense. That of course has an evolution on the new games. The 2-segment and 3-segment Dunsparce. I think the 3-segment one's a really rare one as well. It's something ridiculous, like 1 in 1,000 chance of getting one that can evolve into a 3-segment. So how Niantic are going to put that in the game, I do not know. But that is going to be super difficult to obtain if we keep the mainline game sort of feature. We are hitting these. Yeah, I hope one of my shinies can. Can't remember how many shinies Dunsparce I've got actually. I'll have to have a look in a second. But I do hope one of mine can as well. It would save me a lot of that hassle. But knowing Niantic, it will probably be in the database as a completely brand new Pokemon, similar to the only comparison that I can sort of draw is obviously the Dust form Rockruff, and we have to raid them, and even then it's only a chance, and none that before can be Dust form, and that sort of seems the way that Niantic will sort of go. It means that we can put them in raids and make more money out of them, and therefore not make it as easy to obtain. So I think that's probably the way they'll go, but we'll have to wait and see. But let's just have a quick look and see shiny and Dunsparce. So yeah, we've got 8 shiny Dunsparce. None of those will be able to evolve for free segment. I can guarantee that. I never did show you my shiny Cranidos selection. I'll just show you that now. So yeah, 11 shiny Cranidos. Of course, one of them is evolved, and that's a Shundo one. But yeah, that was the first one I got. 881 checks. I was so happy I got it, I even called it. And then I carried on the event. Ended up getting a second one after 1,382 and a third one after 1,690. And then, of course, in typical Niantic fashion, it had a research day, which meant that it was 1 in 10 shiny and everybody got it. Just my luck. Rowlet, do not miss a Rowlet. I'm getting attacked by trees on this walk, this is not fun. Huge Rowlet, that would have been a nice shiny, that would have. Excellent throw on that. Now I've got to watch how many excellent throws I do, because we are going to be going close to 500 million. You can see there, 499,604,000. So 500 million is just around the corner. And what's just around the corner? Gigantamax Gengar. So I want to try and do a Gigantamax Gengar raid, or Gigantamax Gengar battle, should I say, which makes me go over the 50,000, sorry, 500,000. Sorry, I've completely got my numbers mixed up there. I want to do a Gigantamax Gengar, which makes me go over the 500 million mark. That's what I wanted to say. So that would be the ideal way of doing it. So I definitely don't want to accidentally go over during the Spotlight Hour, but I don't think we will. 400,000 means that we've got to catch 400 of these in the next 27 minutes and do excellent throws on all of them. So that's definitely not going to happen. But where is that shiny Rowlet? Where is it? Hatched 2 eggs. It looks like I've hatched an egg. Don't know what's in the egg. Let's have a quick look. Dratini. Nice little Dratini there. Might as well work on hatching up 10k. Get it out of the way, and then we can put some 7ks in. So obviously Halloween Part 2. You can get the Pichu, so the baby form of Pikachu. You can get the Pichu with the Halloween costume on, the same Halloween costume that Pikachu has, a little witch's hat. You can get that in 7k eggs. You can also get it in 2k eggs, but from my experience, 2k eggs are dropping very, very rarely during this event. You end up with a 5 or a 10 in most scenarios after spinning a Pokestop. So it is definitely worth, when you have got an egg space, that you open a gift instead, because that is guaranteed 7k coming out of a gift. Yeah, it does look incredible. Obviously I've got one in Spotlight Hour tonight. I didn't have one before, so I'm super happy to drop one in Spotlight Hour. And I'll probably be trying to find somebody to lucky trade mine with, so that I can end up with a decent shiny Halloween hat Greninja. That would be really cool. Now, of course, if you have got yours this event, try not to evolve it, would be my advice, because Froakie and Rowlet had community days within the last year or two, and that means in December community day, you might get their exclusive attack, their community day attack, and that will make it even a better water type, so try and keep it in its normal Froakie form until December, and then you'll get the Community Day move for it. I think the Community Day move for Greninja was Water Shrieking, something like that. Could be wrong there. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments if I am wrong there. I'll just do a quick little loop up here and see the spawns that appear up here. So Rowlet again, still no shiny. 23 minutes left of a spotlight hour. Let's just spin some of these stops and get some Pokeballs back. Another Rowlet, no shiny. 3 Rowlets there on my left. Don't know if I've checked these yet or not, but we'll check them now. They are quite high CPs, these ones, so we're very lucky to get that level 1 shiny for sure. Can't seem to find a low CP one around here. So another Froakie. There we go, there's a low CP one. Another Froakie off a daily adventure. It's been a while since I've seen any glaring birds on my daily adventure incense. I do try and extend it most days. Do try and have a bit more of a longer walk round with it. Of course, with the glaring birds available shiny now, but still no luck with those glaring birds. I've only actually seen 3 since their shiny release, and all those 3 were on the same incense, so they were pretty much all within half an hour of each other, which was insane. I managed to see 2 Articunos and 1 Zapdos. None of them sparkled, so rather disappointing, but of course it is 1 in 20, so hopefully you can just try and put your daily incense on every week, or every day should I say, sorry, and hopefully you can try and tempt those glaring birds out. Yeah, it does seem that the spawn rates for them is incredibly low. It's always been quite low, but since the event where they've been really shiny, it seems that they've made them even a rarer spawn, in my opinion, from my knowledge. But then I also know people who have seen a crazy amount since they've been shiny. So perhaps it's just comes round and roundabouts, and hopefully we could start seeing loads one after another like other people seemingly get to see. But we'll just have to wait and find out. So I don't think there's going to be a lot more spawns up here. We'll just head over to this Pokestop up here. There might be a few more spawns around here, and then we'll head back. It goes a little bit quiet after this Pokestop. So we'll go up to it and we'll head back after that. So 2/3 of the spotlight hour gone. While it is a little bit quiet, let's just see no hundos. And of course we have got that 1 shiny, which was Frokester. The little Froakie shiny that we managed to get, and was really coolly named by Dan in the chat. Super cool looking shiny. So hopefully we'll get a few more spawns near this Pokestop. And we'll start heading back towards the way in which we came, hoping that most of the spawns have reset by now, with it being in the second half an hour. Is there going to be any more additional spawns around this Pokestop? This is a little bit of a sad effort coming up here, if it wasn't. One. So we've got one more Rowlet. No shiny Rowlet. Shiny Froakie. What name can we call it? I'll think about that one for the next minute or two. I'll let you know. I'm more thinking Crazy Frog. If you remember that growing up, that was quite a ringtone when I was growing up. Crazy Frog. So yeah, let's go for Crazy Frog. Right, let's clear out some of these that we caught with spotlight out. And what we'll do is we'll just put an incense on. We've got 200 of them, so we might as well put an incense on for these last 15 minutes, even though of course it will go on for a lot longer than that. We're only going to have to use it for this next 15 minutes. Just fill in the gaps while we're waiting for the spawns to reappear down here. So what quests have we got? Hatch 2 eggs, catch 15 ghost or dark type Pokemon. Not too interested about that. We've got quite a few Houndoom. Evolve 3. Hatch 2 eggs isn't an event one, but we'll keep that anyway just because we are halfway through it. Another Rowlet. So these could be the spawns from before when we went up this way. But we'll try and recatch them again if we are. I don't know, a new one might have spawned and that might be the shiny one, so we'll definitely recheck them again. Rowlet off the incense. As we head into the last quarter of this spotlight hour. What is the tasks off these? 5 nice throws, we might as well keep that, we're definitely going to be doing it. Catch 10 water. Yeah, let's keep that. Froakie's a water type, it's going to be easy. Even though it is only for 2 pineapples. Also means we could see when we're actually catching him, or if it's not caught, we're using a quick catch, we'll be able to tell. Another Froakie off the incense. For some reason I'm walking around now with a Crazy Frog theme tune in my head, which isn't the most ideal thing to be having in my head. It's rather annoying. But yeah, I've now got the Crazy Frog theme tune in my head, which is delightful. Perhaps not. Diglett. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, it's enough of that. Still more Froakies to catch to get this water quest complete. Excellent throw there on that one. I would suspect the reason why Beldum and Ghastly have reappeared for the Part 2 event. It was completely unannounced, so it just seemingly appeared again. I would suspect the reason behind that is because people need good counters for Gigantamax Gengar, and obviously Gengar is weak against itself, and of course the Psychic of Beldum, if you have Beldum, you can give it Psychic moves when it's Metagross. You can actually learn the move Psychic as a charge move, and that then is also a good counter to have against Gengar, because of obviously Gengar's poison typing, so that'll be weak to Psychic. So that's probably the reason why if we didn't put Ghastly and Beldum back on Dynamax, then nobody would have any chance on trying to get any counters. So that's probably the reason. That's my thoughts behind why they've probably released those back on. It definitely wasn't announced that they were going to do that. It was completely a surprise. If you check on Twitter or anywhere else this morning, nobody expected Beldum to be appearing. Quite a few people were shocked to see Beldum back on Dynamax. Well, I fully expect that was the reason why, because the other Pokemon, obviously the starters that we had, the Score Bunny, etc., none of those are decent counters against Gengar, which would have been a bit annoying for Niantic to just announce this Gigantamax Gengar and to give nobody any chance of getting any good counters. So that's my opinion. Might be completely wrong, but they are the only two Dynamax Pokemon that have decent counters against Gengar that have currently already been released. So that's my thoughts behind it. Still need to catch 2 more water types. Froakie didn't stay in the ball. So 10 minutes to get a shiny Rowlet. Are we going to do it? We've got a shiny Froakie now. Getting hit by a tree. That's lovely. But are we going to get the shiny Froakie? Sorry, not Froakie. Rowlet. See, that tree's just knocked a sense out of me. Another Rowlet there. No, still not green. Where is this green Rowlet hiding? I would take another shiny Froakie. Definitely one with better stats than the one we've had, but Rowlet is definitely the aim right now. Tiny Froakie, that's pretty cool. Hopefully it's got decent stats. I only tend to keep the extra large and extra smaller stuff now. It is a 3-star. Don't tend to keep anything lower than that. Of course, if you are still working on the showcase medal, then try and keep as many extra large, or at least 3 of each for the showcases. But I've already done the showcase medal now, so there's no really real reason to keep them, in my opinion. It's just taking up more and more storage of which I haven't got, nor do I want to try and buy anymore. I'd rather spend my coins on doing more Dynamax Ghastlies. So we are inside the last 10 minutes of Spotlight Hour. No shiny Rowlet so far. There is a Rowlet that's just spawned next to me. It's not on the incense, but it has just spawned next to me there. Isn't the one. Hi Matteo. Thanks very much for joining. Still nothing as of yet. Yeah, so you're watching me live doing Spotlight Hour. We have 8 minutes left of Spotlight Hour, in fact, here in the UK. If you head over to my community section on my YouTube, my Pokemon Addy is currently over there. Has been for around about a week or so now. So if you do want to add me on the game, it's over in the community section on my YouTube. But yeah, in the UK we have, it's like the grass. Can't remember what it is now. I think it's a grass pavilion. Tiny Rowlet. Can't remember what a grass one's called. It's definitely not called grass. Whatever, which one it's called. Froakie. No shiny. Where is this shiny Rowlet? Is it that one? No. It's just avoiding me, Rowlet is. It's not playing fair. I'm going to say that. Let's hope it is that. Shiny Rowlet with the next 10 clicks. 1. 2. I think we already checked that Rowlet, so we won't count this one. I think we already checked that one. 3. 'Thanks so much, Mateo. 4. Where are you? Come on, Rowlet. 5. 12 CP, that would have been a nice shiny to go with that 11 CP Froakie. 6. 'Excellent throw. 7. 9. So my Addy, if you quickly take a screenshot, I haven't got loads of time to have it on my screen, but if you quickly take a screenshot of that, you can add me and then I can accept you from there and then send you gifts for Pavilion. So what shiny I do have, so the shiny I've currently got this Spotlight Hour is with Froakie. We were hoping for a Rowlet to complete the duo, but we have 3 minutes left to do it. And then right at the end we'll have a little bit of a review on how we've managed to get on as well this Spotlight Hour, so make sure to stick around for that. We'll check to see if we've got any hundos, and of course relook at that current shiny that we've got. Got 3 minutes to go. Rowlet. No. Rowlet is just avoiding me at all cost. Froakie. 2 more minutes to go. Another Rowlet. So let's get these deleted and we'll go again. Into the last minute now. Unfortunately, I can't trade because we're probably miles and miles apart, so unfortunately I can't do that trade, but I would like to try and get my own shiny Rowlet. I do try and get my own shinies. Traded shinies are very nice, but it's always better when you try and get your own. It's a lot nicer feeling. No way, was that during the Spotlight Hour Enforcer, or was that during the Halloween part 1? Sorry, part 2 currently. 30 Mateo, I'm guessing that's Mateo who's in the chat, he's added me. So thanks very much for that ad. 1 more minute to go. Yeah, Zaru was part 1, rest was Spotlight Hour really. Right, okay. You've been a bit unlucky there with the Spotlight Hour. The Zorua is continuing to spawn in part 2. It is still boosted to 1 in 128 shiny odds, so hopefully you can get that. Froakie. Yeah, I've got you, Mateo. Thanks very much for adding. Rowlet. Froakie again. No, 7 o'clock. Disappeared. No shiny Rowlet for us, unfortunately. There you go. There is a Zorua. No shiny Rowlet, but we did get a shiny Froakie, so we'll revisit that shiny Froakie after we've caught this Zorua. Now this Zorua won't be shiny, I doubt it, because the Rowlet or Froakie that it was before wasn't. So I'm guessing this won't be shiny, but let's just have a quick look. No, no shiny on that. But let's have a quick look and see how we managed to get on during the Spotlight Hour. So, shiny, we of course had that shiny Froakster, as we've eloquently called it. Daniel in the chat choose the name. So thanks very much for that, Daniel. It will forever remain as Froakster. And it was only a 0-star, so not a very good one, but still a very, very nice one for a potential lucky trade. And then we'll of course rename the lucky one that we get Froakster. But it would be a really, really cool lucky trade because Greninja shiny is all black and it looks amazing. It's black and red colours, look really well. They are definitely some of the best colours that go together. So looks incredible. So we'll definitely be doing that. But like I was mentioning before, if you do get a decent Froakie or Rowlet with a costume, try not to evolve it all the way, because if you evolve it during the December Community Day, you'll be able to get the old Community Day moves. So that is definitely the best way to do it. And all starters do get guaranteed better moves. Their exclusive moves are always something better, so definitely make sure to try and keep hold of them. Now another shiny we did get today, we didn't mention this during Spotlight Hour, but we did manage to get another shiny Vulpix with a costume. This is a Vulpix with the Halloween costume that's been around a couple of years now, and this one was a 3-star, so this is definitely the best one I've got. I've managed to get 3 shinies of a Halloween Vulpix, and this is the best one out of the 3, so we evolve that. And now let's have a quick look and see if we manage to get any 4-stars. So 4 stars, unfortunately not, but of course I'm very happy with today's 4-star. our second 4-star Dynamax Ghastly in 98 Dynamax battles. Our first one is maxed out, level 15, and Dynamax Gengar is sat there ready and waiting for our next Dynamax or Gigantamax weekend, which of course this weekend, and features the one and only Gengar. So Gigantamax Gengar this weekend, so make sure to keep an eye out on the channel. I'll be putting updates on how I managed to get on during Gigantamax Gengar, but make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching the live stream, but that's it from me today. Thanks very much for joining. Thanks for all your comments as well. It's been really amazing to read your comments and interact with you during this live stream. Thanks very much, and I'll catch you again very soon. Bye for now.